So why am I not competing in Matt's off-road wrecker games? Simple, I don't have an off-road wrecker. But Casey, what's that? This is not an off-road wrecker. This is a four-wheel drive tow truck. Very different. This truck is good for dirt roads, not off-roads. And yes, I'm just realizing that my muffler has a big split right down the middle of it. That's probably not good. These are little 31-inch tires, and this is an 11,000-pound truck. Not the best combination in the world for like real off-roading. Forest Service roads, dirt roads, desert roads, great truck. Rock crawling, deep snow, and loose sand, terrible truck. So of course the next question, Casey, why don't you build an off-road wrecker? Well, that's simple. I have zero use for one. You see, Matt and Rory, Paul, Eric, all those guys, they live right outside of off-road parks that are also tourist destinations. And that second part is the key. Now where I live, we do have some off-roading trails and rock crawling courses that are on the more extreme side, but they are not tourist destinations. In fact, no one even really knows about them. Meaning that the people who go off-roading in those areas are local off-roading people. Here's the thing about local off-roading people. They have local off-roading friends. Off-roading people are also really well set up with recovery gear, like this. Meaning when they get stuck or break down, they don't call tow companies, they call their friends. And in all reality, their friends are probably already out wheeling with them. In all the years I've been in business, you wanna know how many times I've actually been called to recover a real off-road rig from a real off-road trail? Never! Not even once. I just remembered, I gotta close this gate. Done. But Casey, Matt, Rory, Paul, Eric, Merlin, you know, all the people competing in the games, they all have to recover people from off-road trails. What gives? Well, that's where the second part of what I said comes in. They live near off-road parks that are also tourist destinations. I really thought I'd slide down and go like, whee! Fail. Come on. Never said I was good at this. So the people who are going wheeling in their areas don't have, well, that's gonna suck to fall on, don't have friends they can call, or usually with them, to come get them when they get stuck or break down. Hey, look, my shadow. Oh, shouldn't have done that. So those folks do have to call a recovery service or tow company. And that is why towing and recovery companies in those areas need off-road rigs. I, however, live in Central Oregon. Huge tourist area, not an off-road tourist area. Meaning we do have lots of tourists out roaming about around here, but they're not driving this. They're driving this. I don't have one here to use an example, so I put a picture. They're most commonly stuck in the deep snow on a Forest Service road. Meaning this, or this is gonna be able to pull them out just fine. And the benefit to this one here is it also has this doohickey on the back that can do some towing as well, but it makes it not that great of a tow truck and not that great of an off-road rig. It's kind of the jack of all trades, master of none. Now, if they're broke down and need towed out, then we use this. Or we use this, or this to pull the vehicles out to where this one can get to them and then tow it away. Now again, in the grand total of my business, how many times has that happened? Never! Not even once. So the too long didn't read of all that is basically that building an off-road wrecker would be a very large expense and a time-consuming project that doesn't really give me any advantages over what I already have. All areas are different, and I have what works best for me and the service I do in my area. I think that's enough water. Garden's looking good. But about a year ago, I did get to go down to Utah to the Matt's Off-Road Recovery Shop, where I got to help with the initial build of Matt's wrecker. It was quite the honor to be invited in there with Matt and Tom and Rudy and help actually design the initial frame of the wrecker, like the main part of it, and then get to be a pretty big part of the build of that actual frame. So that was a lot of fun. Side note, I've been looking all over my property for my tractor because I totally forgot I put it in the shop till I came down here to do this part, just so that I could close this section out with. Now everybody says I should be wearing a helmet when I ride my e-bike, but I gotta say, this is terribly inconvenient. By the way, this one is better than this one, and that one's $500 cheaper. They're kinda mad at me right now. Now all that being said, this is what you came here to see. The sun reflecting, yeah. This is the silver ticket, meaning I have been invited to be a judge of the Off-Road Wrecker Games. All right, enough of that. Do you know how long it took to shoot that little, what ended up being, what, 2-3 minute intro piece? I'm exhausted. So we're gonna go back to our regularly scheduled, low production value programming. So yes, I am going to the Matt's Off-Road Recovery Record Games. We can't call it Olympics anymore because there's like a whole organization that like made up that name and uses it and trademarked it and has more expensive lawyers than we do, so it's now the Record Games. But the Record Games are March 9th, 10th, and 11th at the Sand Hollow State Park down in Utah. And you're invited too. You can go to mattsoffroadadventures.com. There'll be a link in the description down below where you can buy your tickets that get you passes into the park for all 3 days, get you shuttle rides up to where the actual event itself is happening and all the rock crawling courses and all that stuff. And then there's going to be a huge event going on where there's going to be food, there's going to be vendors, there's going to be displays, there's going to be all that stuff going on. And then on day 3, once the games are over, we're all heading back down to the main event part where all the booths and displays are, where you can meet the whole MORR crew, Fab Rats, Rory and his guys, Eric, Merlin, and I'm sure there's probably 3 or 4 of you who want to meet me too. I'll be there. Now, of course, they're all going to have their booths set up where they're going to be selling merchandise and displays and stuff like that. I'm not having a booth to sell merchandise and do displays and stuff like that because it's just me. I don't have people to run a booth and do that. So I should probably verify this before I say it. But I will probably be hanging around mainly the Yankum Ropes booth. Yankum Ropes is going to have a big booth there with all their gear on display. And that's probably where I'll be if you want to come meet me down afterwards. I mean, but again, though, I have to make a phone call and make sure that's going to be okay and all that stuff. But that's probably where I'll be if you want to meet me on day 3. Which means I need to find someone to road trip down there with me to help film and just generally have some fun. Now, I know Grumpy is the first name that comes to everyone's mind, but this is a rock crawling event, and Grumpy has the knees of Nancy Kerrigan, so probably not the best choice for him to be crawling up and down those rocks. So as best I can figure, this trip's gonna take just a little under a week, with the event in the middle and the 1,000-mile drive down there and back, and all that stuff. So what I need is someone I can get along with for a week. Someone who knows a bit about off-roading and, YouTube and filming type of stuff like that. Someone who can afford to go for a week, and someone who can go for a week because they're an unemployed bum with nothing else going on. Now that is a very hard combination of people to find, but luckily I know just the guy. So I have a proposition for you.
You're buying lunch?
No.
Oh.
But if you want to, you can.
I can buy lunch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was invited to be a judge in the Off-Road Record Games, not Olympics.
Oh, Matt's big off-road wrecker thing in southern Utah? That doesn't surprise me. I'm surprised you're actually not competing.
I don't have an off-road tow truck.
Well, you could have built some extravagant thing like everybody else does.
We already talked about that. I did the biggest, longest intro thing that probably was really 2 to 3 minutes on here and took me an hour to film.
Well, we, meaning you and me, have talked about it before where you could build this amazing, elaborate, humongous tow truck that'll do everything, and you'll never have a use for it except for the one time you go to Utah.
It's almost like we've talked about this before.
No, yeah, but so it doesn't surprise me that you didn't build it. It doesn't surprise me that Matt invited you to be a judge because you know what you're doing, obviously. Well, you
don't
fake
tell
it.
people that.
Well, you fake it really good for TV.
So,
anyway,
Karina can't go.
Oh, really? No family trip?
She's got to work.
Oh, okay.
And Riley's got school.
Yeah, well,
so
I know that. Yeah.
I need a road trip partner, cameraman, and fun having buddy.
Okay.
All right, so we found a person. One thing.
What are we driving? What's that little GIF or meme or whatever? They take the clip from Fast and Furious, and he goes, "So what are we driving?" Paul Walker.
I never.
Look it up. Okay. Look it up, people. They know what I'm talking about.
Driving my pickup would be efficient but boring when between the two of us we have a lot of ridiculous vehicles.
We do. We have to pick a cool, ridiculous one. Something that might break down too.
Might, but probably won't, would be preferred.
Okay. Well, I would say there's a pretty high chance it'd be an international.
Yes.
Which one of between the two of us, 50 internationals or so? Mostly me, but I mean,
I have one.
But you have an international powered other tow truck too.
The one is international. I have one international
Big
truck.
Red is international powered.
Yeah. I don't want to drive that down there though.
No, that would take us forever.
It only has a 15-gallon fuel tank, and there's a lot of open desert to get through.
So we need to figure out what we're taking. It's got to be something cool.
So This would be like a Cadillac to drive down there.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have
With
to get
like-
a hotel because we have a 8-foot bed in the
Yeah,
back.
there's like a 3-bedroom house right there.
It's a tiny home on wheels. That belongs to the customer.
This is customer. That would be a little windy.
That would be very cold. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Not great in the snow.
Oh yeah, snow.
It does have locking diffs, but that's not enough.
So this is a customer vehicle.
Customer vehicle, not for our use.
This one's finally out of the shop. Oh,
It
maybe
it needs some steering.
maybe not ready yet.
And it might be. Oh, come on. Don't be careful.
See the shenanigans going on here?
See, look, it's got a.
Oh.
It's missing this.
That's an issue. I thought you said it was almost ready to go.
No, we got it out because it's reminding me that I need to finish it this year. I've owned it for 10 years this year. I bought it in 2013.
Okay, so that's out.
The Scout would be
Two
cool.
Scout. This one's out.
Too slow. The ramp truck would be rad.
Ramp truck would be awesome.
We could haul stuff back.
The plow truck has never driven farther than 100 yards up and down your driveway and back.
No, this is not a highway cruiser.
I've ridden in that fire truck. It would take us 4 years to get there.
Yes. Well, it took me, when I brought it home over the mountain, it was only 155 miles away, and it took 9 hours.
That's why everything burns down.
Yeah, literally. I don't know. There's a lot of choices out here.
This would be fun because it'd be like wheel it while we're there.
Yep.
But it's not international. And it's not that old.
Yeah. We have all of these.
Your yard is like emptying out.
It is. We're organizing and cleaning and being more efficient.
So I see a lot of popped hoods.
Hey, that's just, that's so the rodents don't do their thing. That would take 400 years to get there.
This one?
Yeah, it only goes 52 miles an hour.
It looks really nice.
It's rad. It has a winch and everything. It's got 4-wheel drive.
If it snows.
If anybody wants some snowmobiles, PSA for me here, I have these two with a tilt deck trailer and a third one, and they all have titles and they all run and they all need to leave. So if you have snow where you live and you like some cheap snowmobiles, send me a message using Casey's video to get to the people.
How many of these run?
Everything out here runs except the blue short bed and the red service truck. Everything else runs. All of them.
This is the one you just got, right?
Yeah, that's the one I just picked up. It's actually,
This one's got a whole nother truck in the bed.
they always come with parts. Every truck I buy, they always like, hey, I've got this and I've got that and I got this. You should take all these parts with it. I'm like, okay. All right. Fun video.
I know the most comfortable ride.
Because it rides like a Cadillac.
Yeah.
But bumps. Then there's the whole fleet of stuff behind the
We should take this one just like it is.
be amusing with all the spare parts in the back too.
Yeah, we leave them there because we're probably going to need them to get there.
No, this.
Yes!
This would be the ultimate. Now, the only problem with this, and you might have to give me the camera, I don't think you actually even can fit in this. I mean, challenge accepted, right? Okay, imagine 983 miles at 54 miles an hour.
I think we might need some adjustments.
Yeah, because like that, I don't know if that even really, can you drive with your head tilted like that?
I mean, I can, but
Yeah, I don't.
this is out.
Yep. It's like trying to put a gorilla in a tuna can.
We could race tractors there
Could have tractor drag race.
for 1,000 miles each way.
Yeah.
These are our current options as of today.
So why don't the people of the internet put in the comments below, if they were to pick something out here, what would they pick for us?
Look at
to
you,
take?
like inciting comments, which helps the algorithm and boosts the video like a
trying to
professional
be-
YouTuber
I'm trying to
over
be a
here.
content creator.
That's a great idea, Ben. How about you guys put in the comments below which one
But
of these rigs you think we should take.
I legitimately do want to know what the people say. I want to know what out here would they take if they would have put us in a vehicle.
And I legitimately do want all those comments boosting my algorithm.
Okay. Like, I'm curious. You're trying to make it all like algorithm, silly YouTube thing.
150,000 subscribers says it works.
Your channel, yes. My channel, we got to get it going a little more.
Well, yeah, it's hard to get a channel going when you don't post videos.
It's hard to post videos when you don't have an editor.
I don't.
You're smart. I'm not.
Okay.
I really like the ramp truck idea though,
Because then we could put.
I drove that home from California. I drove it 650 miles home.
Because we took the ramp truck, we could put something like this on the back.
Or we could buy something when we're there and bring it home.
Oh man, I like your idea so much better.
Starting to sound like a really good idea.
Started to sound like quite the trip.
Looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. What do we got? T-minus 5 weeks? 6
March
weeks?
10th, 11th. March 9th, 10th, 11th. I said that so dumb.
Okay, but knowing you and me, we don't like to get there on day of, so we're gonna get there before. We're gonna get there before.
We're not gonna leave till after.
And we're not leaving till after, so this is a week-long trip.
It's almost like I already said that in this same video earlier when I was at my house.
Well, I wasn't there with that part of the video. This is now over.
Wait till you see the stupidest lead up to this that you've ever seen. I haven't even seen how it looks yet. They have.
But it's going to be a repeat of what we just talked about over the last 5 minutes.
Almost, plus a very ridiculous introduction to this whole thing.
Awesome. So we're going to be gone for a week. So that means we're going to leave on like the 6th or the 7th or somewhere around there. And today is the 1st? 2nd? Say the 2nd?
2nd.
So we're like 30 days away. Less than 5 weeks.
Which means we'll have 15 other new options between now
and whatever junk we pick, we probably should drive it around a little bit before we drive it down there. So we have to prove it by driving it up and down the road somewhere.
No, I say we wing it just straight
just
for a 1,000-mile road trip.
Fill it up with fuel, get snacks, and just go?
Yep.
Okay. That'll make way better YouTube content for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look how many views I got when I drove a random cement mixer 1,000 miles.
Yeah, I would have never predicted that was going to do what that did.
Me neither. That video I think is like 800,000 views now.
Yeah, you should link that below so we can get it to a
I'll put that at the end of this video.
Yeah, because that was a good video.
Yeah. I don't think it was. I think it just did really good.
It was good because it was weird, different.
It was very different.
People like different. It's like...
That's why I have so many subscribers.
That's why when you do an e-bike review video, people watch it. Even though that's silly.
Even though they get really mad at me.
Yeah.
All right, that's something I said earlier in the video too.
Okay.
So,
we got plenty of choices. We want to hear what all their ideas are of what's here. And then we're going to pick something and we're going to show it to them later.
Yeah.
And we'll just do another video about what it is, and maybe it needs a whole bunch of work.
Yeah, we're gonna milk this for all we can.
Well, maybe we need to make a whole nother video of like fixing it up, because maybe it doesn't even run yet. I don't know.
That's another thought.
All right, we'll figure it out.
So stay tuned while we milk this whole thing for all the views we can get and as many videos as possible.
It's all about the algorithm.
Yeah.
We're working the algorithm.
Okay, I don't know what else to say now.
Thanks for watching. Go subscribe to my channel. I promise I will put some new videos up soon because I'm going to film while I go with Casey on this crazy adventure. It probably won't be the big high-dollar production videos that Casey makes, but I'll definitely throw up some stuff on there that you guys can watch behind the scenes. How about that?
What he said. We'll see you later. So dumb.
You know what? It'll work just fine.